Cleveland's criminal justice system has an international spotlight shining on it right now.
And it is the focus of this season's wildly popular serial podcast with millions around the world listening.
Well, now as News 5's Homa Bash is about to tell us, one local attorney is making sure her voice is heard as well. Homa.
That's right, Rob. Danita, we spent a lot of time at the Justice Center covering the really big cases, the big-time criminals, the murder trials. Well, this serial podcast focuses on the cases that get lost in the system, the everyday ones like the bar fights, the thefts, the drugs. And so far, it doesn't always make our city's criminal justice system look so good.
If you ever go to the Justice Center, it is a huge administrative machine. You feel like you are walking into the jaws of bureaucracy.
Rebecca Maurer is born and raised Northeast Ohio.
I care deeply about what happens in Cleveland.
She's a practicing civil attorney and a fan of the serial podcast that's focused its sights on Cleveland for its third season.
I think they're exceptional pieces of journalism. I think for people who are paying attention to criminal justice in the United States, they aren't surprising.
The podcast by reporter Sarah Koenig delves into the day-to-day at the Justice Center, capturing audio inside courtrooms, judges' chambers, even in the elevators. The entire podcast, A Year Inside Our Courts, is a close look at how our criminal justice system works. Here's one small snippet.
In a courthouse where the majority of the defendants is black, out of the 34 felony judges, 32 are white.
Do you think they make Cleveland look bad?
I think it makes the criminal justice system look bad. And part of why I wanted to do this project was that people don't misunderstand that as Cleveland looking bad.
It's why Moore started a blog right after the first serial episodes came out, crafting a response to each one. The blog is called Serial Land. It hopes to provide context and history to people around the country after they hear how Cleveland is being portrayed.
I hope that people's takeaway from this is that systematically, nationally, we have a crisis and that we need it to be fixed, and that it's not going to be fixed by what's happening here in Northeast Ohio.
So one of the episodes focuses on one Cuyahoga County judge in particular, Judge Daniel Gall. It does not portray him in the best light, so he wanted to respond. He tells us that in the 28 years he's been on the bench, there has never even been one credible complaint of discrimination that's been raised against him. Guys?
Okay, Homa, what does the serial team think about the blog and the response right here in Cleveland?
So they told us they are happy to see people engaging with the podcast, and they hope it continues to spur discussions. By the way, this is Serial's most successful season so far. 1.5 million downloads on that very first day. Danita?
Wow, that's a lot. All right, Homa.